As some of you know, last week I was honored to once again visit your historic sanctuary, together with members of the King family. And it is an honor to be with you today as our nation remembers the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. As has been said, as is known throughout the world, Dr. King was a prophet. He was a prophet in that he saw the present exactly as it was, and the future as it could be. And he pushed our nation toward that future.
My mother always said a holiday should be a day on, not a day off. Today we're not here to celebrate. We're here to be on. We're here to call on President Biden and the Senate to pass the Freedom to Vote John R. Lewis Act, and to warn that our democracy stands on the brink of serious trouble without these bills.
The truth is that what is happening in the Congress, and I give great credit to the Democratic leader Chuck Schumer for his relentless and persistence in trying to get this done, and to the president for his leadership. But we have to get this done. And the truth is that our colleagues, House and Senate, Democrats and Republicans, must weigh the equities here. While it may be true to them that the filibuster is an important custom, it is not the Constitution of the United States, the truth is. And the truth is that the Constitution says only if you're ratifying a treaty, convicting an impeached person, or ratifying the Constitution, a simple majority. That's why the Vice President can break a tie, 50-50. So the truth, we want all of them in the Senate to weigh the equities. We all want bipartisanship. We all strive for it. We have a responsibility to do so. But when we cannot have it, we cannot confine our democracy to what might be bipartisanly possible. So I ask our colleagues in the Senate, respectfully, for what they think filibuster means, to compare that, to weigh the equities against our democracy, because nothing less is at stake than our democracy. This is about suppressing the vote. It's about nullifying the elections, which Dr. King talked about that day. Nullifying the election. It's about just doing so many things to be obstacles to participation. That's wrong. The truth is, that's wrong.
Today, our freedom to vote is under assault. In Georgia and across our nation, anti-voter laws are being passed that could make it more difficult for as many as 55 million Americans to vote. 55 million Americans. That is 1 out of 6 people in our country. And the proponents of these laws are not only putting in place obstacles to the ballot box, they are also working to interfere with our elections, to get the outcomes they want, and to discredit those they do not. That is not how democracies work.
We will not yield our efforts to enshrine voting rights legislation into law, nor will we allow a filibuster to filibuster away our democracy and our voting rights. Today, we are speaking to a pained and frustrated nation. But tomorrow and the days to come, we will witness the Senate do its job to call for the vote. But let me say this loudly and clearly. We must draw the line in the sand of justice for any member not standing with us on voting rights. They are obstructionists to the America's promise of freedom and justice, and we must stand against them.
Our democracy. I know people are tired and frustrated. And we can be tired and we can be frustrated. But what we can't do is give up. Just think what John Lewis, if he had given up those marchers marching across that bridge, if they had been bludgeoned on that bridge and didn't try to go back for turnaround Tuesday, or ultimately to complete that march. They didn't give up. They didn't give out.
Dr. King was unapologetic in his fight for racial justice, social justice, and economic justice. We cannot advance our democracy or build stronger communities if Americans do not have a say when decisions are being made and how funds are being distributed. So we're speaking up for voting rights.
Fighting for voting rights is about fighting for the right to participate in democracy, a movement my grandfather led many decades ago. But it's also about all the other issues that affect all of us: climate justice, reproductive justice, LGBTQIA+ justice, and so much more. We will not stop organizing to get this done. But for all the elected leaders out there who are tweeting, posting, and celebrating my grandfather, Dr. King, today, my message to you is simple. Do not celebrate, legislate. The Senate must do the right thing when this legislation comes to a vote tomorrow. Senator Sinema, Senator Manchin, our future hinges on your decision, and history will remember what choice you make.
If you really truly want to honor Dr. King, don't dishonor him by using a congressional custom as an excuse for protecting our democracy. We have no right to honor this family, to visit the monument. Imagine 36 years old, left this earth in such a way that he has a monument on the mall along with Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, all of them with tears in their eyes for the departure from our democracy that is happening right now, unless the truth is acknowledged and this legislation is passed.